Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. And in today's rip, we're going to do what I have called in the past has been the old guy rip, meaning that these are products that are, pretty much have a vintage feel to them. And just found these blasters. There were the last two at GameStop, so there was 2 and 2. So I was like, you know what, it'd be a nice little rip. Haven't ripped a whole lot of archives on the channel, in my opinion. I've ripped a hobby box of both of these, and probably just some individual blasters. So I wanted to kind of open these up, see what we could get out of them, and do a quick little video for everyone. So I'll go ahead and spend a little bit of time getting these open. Hoping everybody's having a really good day out there. It's a Thursday. Getting a video put up and seeing what we can get out of these two blasters. Not really want to consider it a box battle, although we could look at it that way, but I think these boxes or these products, archives and here Allen and Gunter, kind of have a niche followings, right? Some people really like them, some people really don't, so it's kind of maybe a little polarizing. I know when I first started opening cards back in 2024 and I saw these come out, I was really skeptical. And I've seen some videos where people say that archives is probably one of the best rips for the money. And again, at $24.99 a blaster, they're certainly, very budget friendly, right? So we'll go ahead and open these cards, each box. So, when we look at Allen and Gunter, 350 card set, rare short printed cards. They're numbered 301 to 350. And so what I really like about these are the filigrees. So you can get the orange one, the black one, the red one. Silver one is pretty much the base filigree, and it's just I would consider it a treatment around the border of the card. And they're going to be on an older, maybe a little bit of thicker stock and different things. The thing about archives is that they got a lot of different ones, right? So they got a base set from 64, 96, and 2005. And 2005 I really like because I was collecting 2005 back then. Sorry, let me get that a little closer. I was collecting 2005 back then, and they had the Cyberstat cards, and they had that that look like a foil treatment to them. So you're going to have 1987 Boardwalk and Baseball, and that's I really like that design as well. I picked up a couple autos out of that, like that. You got 64 the top stand-up cards. You got 2007 All-Stars, and then there's where it's talking about the top Cyberstats from 95. And I guess that's right. It was 95. It wasn't 2005. But that was during the height of when I was first collecting, because I started collecting back in the early 90s. Because if anybody collected in the early 90s, you got a bunch of those yellow cards from Fleer 91. You got the 90 tops. You got the 91 Bowman, which to me I thought was one of the most underrated sets during that time. You got the Don Russ, cards back then. So we had a lot of different cards out back then that kind of made that junk wax era very popular. So we'll start off with an Acuna, Satchel Paige, and then now we're starting to get into the different designs. And this is what I was talking about, that 95 Cyberstat design. That's what the 95 cards look like. And this is where the Boardwalk looking cards are. So you're going to get probably about 3 different parallels in here, or 3 different card designs. And but these are all base cards, nothing flashy there. So we'll start with the archives, as you can see. We're starting off with archives. just to see what we can get out of these rips. And it looks like we got a black in here, and you will get those parallels in here. So this is a black exclusive to the blasters. And so we've got a Kutch, which we'll take, Lars Nootbaar, and these are all just base. So we got a Riley, Malloy, and Neto. No guarantees out of the blasters, obviously, right? You're not gonna, you can hit autos out of here. You can hit, patch cards and different things like that. So it looks like we got another black of Chan Ho Park, and he was a pitcher back in the 90s with the Dodgers. Chase Meadroff, Rod Carew, and there's Brian Reynolds, Bucko, Lopez, and Marcelo Mayer, it's a rookie. And I'll have to go back and look through on the back to see if we got the short printed cards, right? And that's kind of what that CyberStat back looks like. And that was 95, and all the cards kind of looked like that. They had that same type of treatment on it, I would say, or design. I really like those cards because the parallel in those cards, they had a gold version of it. So it was gold embossed, and those are really nice. So there's the Babe, and it looks like we got us a stand-up card. And you have to be very careful with the stand-up cards because if you're not, your finger will go right through that thing. And so that's a Matt Shaw, it's a rookie. So we'll put that up back there. There's Yaz, Hoskins, Peralta. So we got two in that first blaster left. So Nick York, and we got another black of Jackie and a different, I think that's 97. Looks like the 97 parallel or 97 version. So and we got a Lee Westbergen. So let me know down in the comments below, folks, if you've opened this. What's your thoughts on the archives? I want to call it Heritage because it does remind me of Heritage, right? And then in 2024, I did these rips that was called the old guy rips, and I would put Heritage and archives and Allen and Gunter up against each other. So that's a Trey Turner. So that's one of the little inserts that come in there. So I would put those guys together or battle them out against each other. And that's what I called them, the old guy rip, because, they were vintage cards. And I guess old guy just came to my head like it's an OG rip, right? So, and there's Matt Shaw. That's a good rookie to have on the black parallel. Johnny Bench. Yeah. So, and I guess probably a better term would be more of a vintage. They have that vintage feel to them. Very simple cards, right? And I do appreciate that. I do appreciate having some vintage look to them. And that's all I mean by the old guy thing. It's just vintage. So nothing standing out in that. We're looking for any kind of parallel. So there's Cedric Mullins in the black, right? So it's like we're getting quite a few of the black in the different formats. So Drew Thorpe, Cruz, Dylan Cruz, and CJ Abrams. So we got about 5 packs left out of the archives rip. And it's just really fun. There's Clayton Kershaw. Here he may be going into doing some TV. Hugo Wells Sandberg. So a couple. Sandberg, the Hall of Famer. Wells had a very promising 2024, but I don't know that he played. He played quite a bit last year, but he split time with Ben Rice, and then I think they were really trying to get Ben Rice at first base. And so here's that boardwalk design right here. So we'll put that back there. It's just another insert. And there's Drake Baldwin. There's Caminero. First time seeing that card in Kobe Mayo. So, yeah, so let me know what you think about this. I mean, I really do like Allen and Gunter as well. I was, like I said, I was very skeptical. We got Ludo on the black. When I first opened these last year, I just kind of thought they were just kind of gimmicky, right? But again, it kind of grew on me and different things like that. And I do see people posting it a lot, and people really do like it. That Guardians one's got that, man, that's got a bad top corner. Hopefully I didn't just do that card. So we got another insert in here. So we'll turn that around, and that's going to be Salvi Perez. 9-time MLB All-Star. We got Matt Shaw, Ted Williams, and Jake DeGrom. So we'll put the inserts here. So last pack, 2 blasters, fairly quick rip. Like I said, saw these last 4 at GameStop and said, hey, I haven't ripped any of these since I opened their hobby boxes. So there's Evan Carter for the Rangers on the black, and Hank Aaron. So there's Doyle, Arise, and Reagan. So got a lot of different, like I said, I'll go back and I'll check to see if there's short prints. I always like looking at the cards like that because there's just so many different designs. But so we got a Shota on the Boardwalk baseball version, got a Matt Shaw on the puzzle piece or the stand-up card. And so we got a bunch of blacks, nothing too big. I guess the Matt Shaw will probably be be something that people will want to grab because, he did pretty well this year, I guess, as a rookie. So we got some inserts. So we'll move on now to the Allen and Gunter. And the thing I like about the Allen and Gunter is that I really do like the minis that you get out of here. Now, and again, I do like the way the cards look. Apologize, there's cops flying through my neighborhood. But you're going to get a lot of non-athlete cards in here. And I think that's what people don't dig about Archives the most. So that's a chef card. And I understand that. But again, I do like the simplicity of the cards. It's a different card stock. There's Jackson Jobe. Hope he comes back. O'Neill, Joe Torre, Perry, Wicked Curves. So we'll put that there as one of the inserts. But again, I've heard some influencers or some card opening folks or some YouTubers that call them weirdo cards. And, and I get that because, when you're doing breaks, how do you assign those cards? So looks like Pettit on the mini. And I actually like putting these sets together, just having a full set. And that's kind of why I'm opening these, because I didn't really get enough out of here, out of the hobby box to kind of do that. I mean, it's a pretty big set. So it looks like we got our first chrome. So you'll get chrome and full cards in here. So that looks like it's more of a chromish. Actually, it's a foil. Nope, it's chrome. I look at the back. I apologize. So that's a Ginter. So we'll put that back there. And we got a Jackson Jobe on the mini. And yeah, these packs are a little bit more difficult to open than I recall last year. Sorry, that just came out kind of weird. So we got us a Tatis. And we got us a Brent Rooker on the mini, Wicked Curves of Nolan Ryan. And sure, he did have some wicked curves. So just kind of tidying up here a little bit, folks. So let me know what you think. about archives. I'd love to hear what what is your favorite? Do you have a preference, or do you not like any of them? So here's a black parallel, and you can get black parallels in this. And what I've seen a lot with the black parallels in the minis is that they're really all centered. So a lot of times, so you can get gold in that. You can get a chrome version of the minis. So yeah, you can a lot of good parallels to hit, and that's the cool thing, right? So that is the base card, and the base card they'll have different parallels. Like they'll have the full filigree, it'll be orange or gold or red or silver, and it's just it's very basic. And so this is one to insert. This looks like a one of the beaches, and the back of it is like a postcard, like wish you were here kind of thing. You can also in here you can get they have different backs. Like see this back, I don't know if that what back that's necessarily called, but they'll have an Allen and Gunter back. So there's Jacob Wilson, Pettit, Stephen Kwan, and so here's our gold. There's a gold mini. And so, and those backs, based on what you get, an Allen and Gunter back, you'll get like a no number back, and that's kind of how they do short prints and different things like that. In addition to, the short printed cards from that number series, and I can't remember exactly what number series it was. I think it was, 301 to 350. And see that black right there, Vladdy, is a little all centered. So, if you're trying to pick those up, just be careful of that. And sometimes, one of the things that I try to do, folks, is if it's something that I'm really interested in, because I will collect PC cards, I'll collect schemes, and McCutcheon, and just maybe some of the rookies. And so we got another foil, and let me say chrome in here. That's Julio Rodriguez. We'll put that back there. So 2 chromes. I'd much rather have the chromes, and so this is how they do. This is a different back, or different version of the rookie card. See, you got the big image and the smaller image. So you can tell that, when you get the minis, they'll have that border, but the rookies, they really try to do a different kind of treatment too. Yeah. So we've got about 6 packs left, and we'll be finished with our rip. We'll see if we can't get this thing posted up. Just trying to rip some things that are very relevant right now, or that people are looking at. So that's your insert, right? The Wicked Curves. It's got Dennis Eckersley on it. So I hope you guys are, out there, and it's a new year. Don't know what people's hobby goals are. We got us I guess we call that a non-athlete card, and that's in chrome. So really nice mini there. That mini is really well centered. Ramirez. What your hobby goals are, for the upcoming year. Hopefully 2026 is going to be another really good year. We've got some good rookies coming out, or that, should be popping up maybe. I know that Roman Anthony's probably going to be the chase in the 2026 series. There's talk that Connor Griffin could be pulled up. I really hope my Pirates take their time with him. Some pitching. Seth Hernandez. There's just a lot of good prospects that are coming up. So here's Eddie Murray, and that's a really nice chrome mini. think they do a really good job with those. So we've got 2 packs left, folks, and it'll be our rip. We'll do a very quick recap of the Allen and Gunter. And then we'll get you guys on your way. So there's Eddie Murray. And it looks like he's just kind of like looking around somebody, right? you don't really get that perspective from the mini. Let me put that in the frame for you. Eddie Murray, one of the all-time greats. And here's another postcard from Sarasota Beach. That's Siesta, or Sarasota, Florida, Siesta Beach. Siesta. Okay, so for this, I wish we could take a siesta. So last pack, folks. Again, thanks for hanging with me. You know, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm very close to 300 followers. It looks like this is just going to be a base pack, and that's okay. I have pulled a gold of him out of here. Looks like we got a gold mini to end on with Rogers Hornsby, and then looks like one of those World Series Classic cards. So that's our rip, folks. So just kind of a recap. What you get, got quite a bit of base. And so here's some of the minis, you know, postcards, chrome mini. You know, that's what the rookie minis look like. And these are like the black. You can get parallels in this just like you can in the bigger cards, right? Bunch of inserts of just Wicked Curves, World Series, you know, kind of like what, you know, Topps Flagship did last year with the, you know, they kind of, I think it was what, the fall one. It was the update where they had that insert where they did like fall classic ones and stuff like this. So we got some chromes out of here, and this is probably the hits from these are the hits from the archives. So we got 3 chromes and some minis. These things aren't bad, folks. So that's our rip. That's what archives and Allen and Gunter will give you when you open up the blasters. And you, like I said, you can get autos out of that. You can get patch cards out of this. You know, sometimes they'll put these guys right here in a bigger card. And it's called a framed mini. So there's a lot of different cool things that you can get out of the Allen and Gunter, and that's why people really like it so much. But that's our rip. Again, like I said, I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Appreciate you supporting my channel, supporting the videos. Means a lot to me. And look for more content and continue to support. And so until the next video, Van Slyke Fan out.